For thousands of years, mankind aimlessly wandered the earth, chasing its prey. That is, until the invention of wheat. Domesticated from wild grasses in the Middle East, wheat has proven to be the most important crop in all of human history. From keeping the stomachs of ancient Egyptians full to making the first beers possible, wheat has certainly left its mark on history. Without it, most of the civilizations we have read in our textbooks, would not exist. If you wish to leave the same impact that the empires of the past did, then you must buy and plant wheat, the grain of empires. Thank you for watching an introduction, and we will now transition to the informational side of our commercial. So, as we hinted at in our video, in our introduction, grain farming is essentially when farmers grow grains such as rye and wheat to feed themselves or their livestock. And the reason why we believe grain is the best type of crop you should farm is because of its low barrier to entry. Unlike many other crops which are very hard to grow, grain farming is extremely easy. In fact, it's so easy that even our cavemen in the Middle East were able to figure it out. Because of its low barrier to entry, you can almost anyone can do it, and it is very easy and fast. Also, grain is very high in nutrients and is very good for your health, which is another reason why you should grow it. To give a quick history of grain, the history of grain began in the Middle East around 11,000 years ago when farmers began domesticating wild grasses into usable crops that they could grow all year round. Wheat, there are very different theories for how wheat and rye grains were domesticated. The first theory, which is my favorite, is that ancient hunter gatherers discovered that you could create alcohol by fermenting wheats and rice, and they discovered that this could create a very alcoholic drink, which is why they settled down and began growing wheat. The second more accepted theory is that hunter-gatherers in the Middle East hunted out all the large animals in the region, and as such, they were forced to settle down and grow wheat to sustain the large population. And although scientists haven't been able to prove any of these theories, the result of grain of these farmers' actions still is very monumental. Because of the domestication of grain, humans have been able to grow. Human populations have been able to grow exponentially throughout the last 10,000 years. This is because of grain's high nutrition and its ease of farming. And because of this, grain is used about humans get around 48% of their food energy from grain, and it is used to make almost all foods that we currently eat and some manufacturing products like cooking oils, fuels, and cosmetics. And this is just a condensed version of our information. If you prefer to read words over, if you are a reader or rather than a visual learner, and as a few downsides of wheat, of the only few downsides to grain farming is that it's very dependent on the local weather, so you can't grow it where conditions are too hot, too dry, too cold, or too wet. And it is also very susceptible to pests because wheat has no natural defenses against certain pests like locusts. And yeah, those are reasons why we believe you should grow wheat.